Kate Mulafalcho, welcome to Irish Granny Helen. I forgot my name. And welcome to Gerald of Tarotstache. Oh, good, you wrote that down, so we're set.
I have to, so I remember who I am.
I you know, that button lights up, and it's like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
I can barely see. Gerald is going to take care of these, but I have to say this has been sitting in front of my face here now for 5 or 10 minutes. Anna, thank you. Thank you very, very much. She subscribed, as should you all. Correct? Are you subscribed?
Oh. Like and subscribe, everybody. It's free.
It's free.
And here, this is what I always do. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Thank you.
Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance.
Well, I don't know.
Really?
So, Gerald, welcome back. I'm so happy to be back together with you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Despite my confusion, we won't go into it. We'll spare everybody the details, but here we are.
But we will say you'll get the benefit of us having an opportunity to be together, because we do have something on the calendar, and it's correct.
Because I made Gerald look at it and be sure I wrote it right.
And it's okay. It'll give me more time to over prepare.
Yeah, I know, really. A student, teacher's pet. I'm getting an apple and bringing it with me to class. Okay, so what are you knitting?
I am still knitting on the little red cap. The red hat. This one. The one that is a form of am I allowed to say it's a form of protest, or is it's a form of
it's a pussy hat.
It is not a pussy hat.
Oh, okay.
It's not one of the ones.
Oh, it's European, right?
It is European. I think it's one of the Norwegian hats.
Oh, yeah. This is I love that color. Yeah.
1x1 rib. So.
How many did you cast on?
I cast on 92, I believe.
And what needles are you using?
I am using a size 7 needle.
Okay.
And I'm doing this because my friend, who I am teaching to knit, she wanted to knit this hat. And so I was looking, okay, I'll knit one with you. I let her use my bamboo needles. I'm using metal needles.
Don't like those anymore, do you?
They tend to be too slippery.
Slippery, I know. I hate it. Yeah. And I actually prefer the circular needles now for everything.
Yes. And so
they're just easier.
Yes. And so she finished her scarf, which was glorious. It was quite beautiful. And she blocked it out. And she's like, I think I want to knit one of these hats. And I'm like, I think you can.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who are watching and who you are knitters, please let me know if you agree with me. I think knit one, purl one ribbing is boring.
I think it's tedious.
It is tedious.
It's too much work. Even just a 2 and 2 is easier.
Yes. And for me, a 2 and 2, I get into a rhythm. It's like, okay, I got that. I do this. I do that.
When I'm watching Welcome to Plathville, I don't want to be interrupted to have to count my stitches.
Yes.
Okay, I am dying to show you this.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna hold you there for a second, because we do have people watching live.
Oh, say hello to everybody.
And
hello, everybody.
Let me say hello to some people for you. How's that? Do you want me to do that?
Please, because I can't really see. Okay.
Anna is here. Hello, Anna. Plucky Heroine is here. That's Kate. D Painless has joined us. Bonzo is here. And Bonzo has said that red hat is a form of Where's Waldo. It's not exactly, but I do know what you're talking about.
I think Waldo's got a little pom-pom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anna is currently knitting on a shawl. And I love that. And from there, Anna is loving this. John Clark is here. John Clark, by the way, Deborah Zackow and I were gifted an opportunity to give 30-minute readings for people. Someone was a benefactor and has gifted us the opportunity to give people readings.
Oh, this wasn't the GoFundMe for.
No,
Oh,
this
okay.
was
Okay.
somebody who was just being. She was very kind. Deborah and I have been selected by our benefactor to give 30-minute readings to some people once a month.
Oh,
So
wow.
from May through September, our benefactor has purchased 30-minute readings for people.
Wow.
And John
Was
Clark
his
was
name
one
Elon
who
Musk?
won. Do what?
Is his name Elon Musk?
No.
Just a little joke.
Anna said, I like my knitting simple. Sherry Moe has joined.
I'm going to share something. Who was it that said that they like shawls?
Anna Heaton.
Anna, look at this shawl. I wear this. Oh, I keep it right by me. I'm trying to open it up here. This was a gift. If anybody knows Denise Siegel, who does astrology on YouTube and also on Substack, she knit me this, I think, for my birthday a few years ago.
Yeah.
Look at this shawl.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that gorgeous? And I use it all the time. Look at that. Beautiful. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful. Yes. And it's really soft.
Love that.
Yeah.
And John, I don't know if Deborah got your email, but it may take her a day or two to get it. Sherry Moe is here. What are you chuckling about?
It caught my eye that she's now going to be suspicious of green candy. She watched my video. Denise and I do a series. We try to be regular about it, but you know how that is. Yes. Called Psychics and Psychos. And guess which one of us is the psychic and which one is the psycho? No, we cover interesting from a psychopathology point of view, crimes, and any variety. It just depends on how interesting the cuckoo factor is. And then we do a metaphysical thing. She does their chart, and I do their tarot cards. So we just did Erin Patterson, the Australian lady who killed her in-laws with poison mushrooms. And I talked a little bit about the history of poisoning, and was it arsenic or strychnine? I can't remember now. Used to be used to make green candy.
Oh,
yeah.
See, and you all thought we were just knitting and chatting, but you're also learning. And by the way, I've knit in public with a lot of different people, and you know, if you think knitters are just quietly knitting away, no, we are plotting the takeover. We are.
I'm preparing for the apocalypse. Let me tell you how. Knitting will save us in the apocalypse. I am trying to learn how to knit socks because I went years ago to the library sale. They have a huge sale once a year. It's like a giant garage sale, but it's gigantic. And I bought a huge bag of sock yarn.
Yes.
And it's just been sitting because I didn't know what to do with it, but you never know, right? So I finally did knit a pair of socks, and it was agony. It was really hard for me. And I'm halfway through another pair. So I set it aside because of this Christmas issue that I've got going on, but I will return to it. And I want to get good at knitting socks so that when the apocalypse comes and everybody else is hunting and gathering, I can sit down with my feet up and knit socks.
Yes. And
Good.
yes, we also need herders, and we need spinners and weavers as well as knitters.
Yes. Yeah. Where I live, weaving and spinning are actually kind of popular.
Oh yeah.
But people are like raising their own sheep, you know.
Oh,
No,
well,
llamas. Okay.
llamas.
I
Okay.
want to show you something.
I know, but I'm not done saying hello to people.
Oh, it's killing me.
I know, that's why I'm doing it. John Clark said, in London, it's so hot that even Satan won't visit London.
Oh, and here,
What?
I won't say it. I'm Irish. I won't say it.
Plucky said the hat is giving Fez vibes.
It is. It is.
Kiara is here. And
Sweets. John, I'll tell you a funny story. I was in Dublin with my cousin, and my cousins call me the Yank. Now, the irony of that is I was born in Ireland, but you know, I've been gone since I was little, so they like to give me a really hard time about it. And he was doing his usual, giving me a hard time. And it was the day before I was getting ready to leave, and I said to him, Patrick, because half of them are Patrick and the other half are John. I said, Patrick, will you give me a ride to the candy store on the way to the airport? He started to laugh. I said, what's funny about that? He said, well, we don't have candy stores here. They're called sweet shops. And he said, you don't ask your cousin or your brother or any closely related male relative to give you a ride, because that means something entirely different. Oh my God. Can you imagine? So we speak the same language, but we don't, you know? Yeah, really interesting.
And, Helen, John said, my father is Irish too.
Oh, I knew there was something good about you. Where's he from?
I think in London, and John came across me.
Oh, Dublin.
With Dublin. Okay.
That's where my cousin is too.
But he came across
my maternal side of the family is from Wicklow.
Oh, well, we won't hold that against you, right?
He'll know what that means. Oh, listen, you only wish.
So, Helen, have you been doing any knitting whatsoever?
Nah. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Prove it.
See, I have my whole entire family coming for Christmas, and that's going to be 13 extra people, so 15 of us in all. And I've abandoned capitalism, not by choice. And so I had to think of something for Christmas presents. And so I'm making Christmas presents. I have made, now some of these, they're all different sizes. So I'm just randomly going to put one on, and it may or may not fit, you know, because they're not really for me.
Yay.
Here's
love
another
the hat with ears.
I've made 17 hats since last we spoke.
Wow.
This one is for one of the kids. It's a little smaller, but I'll show you the pile. So I found a place where super bulky Lion brand woolies was on sale.
Uh-huh.
And I just bought as much as I could afford. So gray, brown, rust, green, orangeish, light purple, green. And then these are little for the kids. Green, variegated. Can you believe it?
Good for you.
Well, the goal here is actually I'm going to make at least a dozen scarves.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to be whatever remnants are left from making the hats until I have to dig into my supply. So this is the first one.
Uh-huh. I love that.
Thank you. And it's just garter stitch, because then I can really get down into 90 Day Fiance and not have to pay attention to my knitting at all.
I am a big fan of that. I have knit a lot of those hats, to be honest with you. That
Yeah.
you just do ribbing for a while, and
Yeah,
then
and
when you
then do
get
a
bored with
square.
ribbing, you do a couple of more rows, and then you just knit, 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 knit.
Actually, with the probably first half a dozen I made, I did the whole decreasing to a peak, thinking it would be
Yes.
cute. And it didn't look cute. It looked stupid. So I
Uh,
ripped them out and fixed them. Yeah. Now,
yeah.
what have you
Well,
got there?
and
What is that there in your hand?
oh, this? Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's because I dropped a stitch.
Oh.
So I have to get my crochet hook and fix it.
Oh,
John
okay.
said his grandmother taught him to knit.
Oh.
Anna loves self-made gifts.
Do you know, John, do you know Arklow?
I don't
I have a
know.
lot of relatives in Arklow. They're dead, but they're but they're there. It was the strangest experience because the Irish have a proclivity for kind of an attraction, an unnatural attraction for graveyards. And you always have to keep up your family graveyard. And my grandfather is buried there. And so my cousin's parents are both buried there. So he dragged me to the graveyard one day thinking I would be thrilled to see my grandfather's grave. And I'm not that way. I'm not, I like graveyards for their historical, but I'm not sentimental because I don't believe you are your body.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of biding my time around the graveyard while he's busy weeding and sweeping and polishing and cleaning. And I'm like, oh my God, and as I wandered around, I was reading the headstones, and guess what I found? This was really funny. I saw this name that made me do a double take, and I went, why is that name familiar? It was my mother's best friend when she was a little girl.
Aw.
And I recognized, it's a small town. I recognized her name. So you know Arklow, huh?
Wow. Okay.
It is beautiful countryside. It's lovely, lovely beaches like the whole rest of Ireland, practically. If you're interested in Ireland, I just did a video with myself and then with 2 other videos with a separate person each about Sligo Man, which is the other coast. It's the west coast. It's where Yeats, the poet, is buried. And there's a very mysterious story about a body on the beach called Sligo Man. I would recommend that.
Mm.
Don't swallow that now.
Did the instructions that I send you help with figuring out the size?
Yeah, they helped a lot. They helped a lot because I'm really insecure about measurements when it comes to knitting. I seem to have inaccuracy in my blood, in my DNA. I never seem to be able to get things exactly the right measurement, even when I'm following the rules,
You heard it here. Helen sometimes follows rules.
Against my will.
Yeah.
So you said you had questions.
Well, I did want to find out if people, we have one person who's working on a shawl. I am curious to see what other people are working.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you. Let's talk about a difficult topic, Gerald, shall we? I'll try to remain neutral and talk about it at the same time.
Okay.
Things have gotten very odd here in this little corner of the internet. And there is sort of a purge going on. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I have heard yes.
Yeah. And I don't have this big gigantic channel. And I'm the worst business person in the world. I didn't know till a year and a half ago that people monetized their channels. I didn't know anything about it. And you'll notice with my fancy production values that I'm really great at that too. So I do this for the content, not for the bells and whistles. Yes. And as a result, I'm less inclined to be favored by the algorithm. And so I haven't lost a ton of viewers. I just have completely stalled, and I'm getting, when I talk about stalled, I'm not talking subscribers. I'm talking eyeballs on the videos that
Oh,
I
yeah.
make. And
Hmm.
I've gone from, I consider a decent, respectable 500 to 1,000 people might watch a video. I'm very flattered by that many people would be interested in my
Hmm.
content. To now, if I'm lucky, 60.
Okay.
And it's my understanding, I'm not going to name names, but it's my understanding that this is something that a lot of people are experiencing right now. So, by way of saying, I'm grateful to anybody who subscribes. I'm very grateful, but please watch too.
Yes. Watch and
Yeah.
give a
Yeah.
thumbs up. Sun Psychic Jean has arrived, and Jean and I are doing a
Jean! I haven't seen Jean
reading
in
show
ages.
together.
Jean.
Hmm.
Uh, Jean, I'm going to put Jean's name down on the long list of people that I'm supposed to be getting together with.
Kiara
So
said
bad.
I subscribed, and
Oh, thank you.
Plucky Heroine said my cousin sent me an ugly scarf, so I unraveled it to make something else sometime.
You know, that's really smart. And I have heard of people going to Goodwill and
Oh
finding
yeah.
things with real wool and taking them home and unraveling them.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't trust myself to recognize real wool
Hmm. Yeah.
by election. This rubbish bin on his head.
Jonna said, if you want to laugh, in the UK, we are going to have a by-election in an area, and one of the candidates has rubbish bins
Bin
on
on
his
his head.
head.
I don't get that.
I think I saw a funny about it, but I did not do any reference checks.
Oh, okay.
So, Plucky said, PSA, I found that when YT performs an update, a lot of subscribers get set to personal instead of all notifications.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to your channel. I'm subscribed to Denise's channel. I'm subscribed to, not very many channels because I don't have very much time.
Mm-hmm.
I try to remember to subscribe just as a support thing.
Yes.
And I always do it to the highest level of the little bell,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get notifications. I go to look and I'm not subscribed anymore, or my notification thing has been downgraded.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do that. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Look up Count Bin Face. Okay, I will. Okay.
Count bin face. Are people, I always love that knowing what people are working on, if they're what they're doing while they're watching, if they're being creative. I have had to prepare for the art, the fused fabric quilt class that I'm taking next week. So I'm working on a piece. I had to have it enlarged. This is the piece one of the pieces that I have.
Oh, I saw you were working on that. Yeah.
So what I've been doing is, what I did is you're supposed to enlarge it and then trace over it because that's part of the process. I don't know the technique. So imagine this is 8.5 by 11 paper. Well, I had it enlarged to 36 by 48 inches.
So this is going to go on like a bed quilt.
Oh, it's a wall hanging.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I'm learning the technique. And part of what you have to do is you have to trace over everything so that you can trace over it using freezer paper, because that's part of the technique.
Okay. No, I could see why. It's like tracing paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so let me tell you, I had to have a light board underneath of it to be able to see. I had to do it after dark because the room that I'm using has windows, and It probably took me 6 hours to trace it.
That's a lot of dedication.
And well, the teacher sent a access to a video and said, here's what you need to prep. And my students who do the preparation and the tracing before they get there really benefit from it. So I'm just like, I'm watching it, Helen. I'm like, oh crap. I'm a competitive person.
Well, you're also a little bit of a brown noser. I mean, let's get real.
Okay. Well, okay. Would it mean a brown noser? Would that mean that I'm also going to be tracing a second one just in case I want to do something smaller?
That's an overachiever. It's a subset. Yeah.
Is it a brown noser that I was considering taking some samples of the fabric landscapes that I've done?
That's also over preparation. No. Brown nosing would be if you made a smaller version and gave it as a gift to the teacher.
Yeah.
See, I know apple polishing like you wouldn't believe.
Yes.
That's so funny. Yes. You are the person who would do all the extra credit every time.
Yes.
Yes.
I will admit that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a bit of a question for you. It's a philosophical question. I've been fighting with the world about this now for a while. Made a couple of videos, answered a lot of pushback comments. Had a knockdown drag out with Nate. And it's hilarious because people think we're fighting, we're the best of friends. And we don't agree on everything. We're not playing devil's advocate for the hell of it.
You don't have to. I mean, your best friend should not agree with you on everything.
I know. So here's the question. If it's made, I kind of know how you're going to answer this. If it's made by AI, is it really creating something? Is it really art?
I have actually been
careful.
I know how you stand on this, Helen. I've watched your video, and I watched the one with you and Michelle Marie.
Oh yes, I that was interesting, wasn't it?
It was very interesting, and if you haven't seen that one, go on Helen's channel and find it. Here's the funny thing about that one: that annoyed the hell out of me.
Oh, good. My job's done.
Well, yes. And I'm like going, oh, I am totally doing, because what it is both of you are very intelligent. You are well read, and you are articulate. And so you are describing what is going on. And sometimes people don't like to hear exactly what's going on. Especially something like AI.
I'm on that side. I don't like to hear it
I know. Well, and here's the thing. For those of you who do not know, AI is artificial intelligence. It has existed from like 1950, 55, 65.
IBM? Was IBM that came up with
I don't remember. I've done 3 shows about artificial intelligence. I did Laugh and Learns about them. So I have done some research, and it's been almost a year since I did those. Okay, so your question is if you create something with AI, is it creative? Is that what you're saying?
Well, specifically, I've been researching. I'm going to do a thing, right? And to support my argument, of course. And the term that's being used is the creative industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know how I am. I went back and looked up the Latin and Greek roots. And those two things are a contradiction in terms. They're antithetical to each other. Industry is not creative. Industry profits and produces from creativity, but in and of itself, it's not creative. Creative is about coming up with something original. AI is not original. AI is only as good as the information that's put into it by people.
And AI is about pattern recognition.
Okay.
It is about pattern recognition. And as to what you said, it is only as good as the information that from which it can pull. That's why the prompt that you give AI is very important. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I do. Because you've been really working on that, and I admire your patience. Don't get this wrong. I'm not belittling what you're doing. I can't be bothered. That's too finicky for me. I'm too impatient of a person to focus like that on something that inherently, intuitively, my gut completely repels it. And here's the thing. The whole situation we're in the world, I don't want to make this political, but the situation that we're in, I've known this was going to happen since I was a really little girl, and I used to talk to people about it. And when you're 7 years old and you're telling people the Nazis are coming back, that could be a problem, right? You learn not to talk about it. But this gnawing dread grew and grew and grew. Guess what? It's not growing anymore because we're here. We're here. But it's been replaced against my will, replaced out of total ignorance, because quite frankly, I had no idea. Something like the Secretary of Education, I had no idea what that strange AI was. I thought it was steak sauce. No, I didn't really know anything about, I still don't know anything about computers. But every time somebody said the word, well, the initials AI, or made reference to it, I got that same,
yes,
yeah, that dread. And it is growing and growing. And ultimately, because why would I hold back? I'll give you my opinion. I think we are embracing our enslavement, and it's existential. And that's not to say it doesn't have benefits. It's not to say it doesn't make things easier. It's not to say that it doesn't have the potential to make breakthroughs in medicine and science and industry. And, I would never say that it doesn't have good aspects and positive benefits potentially to it. I'm criticizing people. I don't think that we are evolved enough to use it ethically. So let me give you an example. They're going to find treatments, barrier breaking, earth shattering treatments for things like cancer with AI. You'll never know because you're not in the top 1%. You'll never get to use it.
I want to agree with something that you said.
I know. Well, I'm glad I'm sitting down. I don't know if I can handle the shock.
I think this is a fascinating time, and it's moving exponentially. And what is happening is, I don't think humans in general have had the ability to grow and expand our thought processes, our cognitive abilities, and our discernment to be able to understand and be aware of the impact that's happening with this tool.
Yeah, we're not sophisticated.
Well, I think I don't know if we're not sophisticated. We are, but I don't know if sometimes I have a hard time adjusting as quickly as things are coming in. This is one of those things. There's a lot of information that is out there. And that's not just about artificial intelligence. It's news, computers, a lot. I mean, once you can get email. Do you remember getting a letter in the mail?
I still write letters. I have pen pals.
I love it. I love it. My point is, the idea is we've not been able to catch up with the rate at which things are going on. And that's a concern for me. This is a tool. It's a tool. Any tool is as powerful as we can make it be, and it is useful as much as we allow it to be. Same thing about money. Money, if you have a lot of it, you can either be very generous with it and you can leave the places that you interact with much better off because you can make things happen, or not.
But see, we've predicated our entire social system on money, on capitalism, and that's a whole other argument.
Okay.
I think that the rate of change and advancement has galloped ahead of our ability to keep up. You're right.
I agree with you.
And I don't think that we're recognizing, some of us are not recognizing that we're giving away our privacy. We're giving away our free will, our agency. There is nowhere you can go anymore where you're not being watched. Now, I'm not doing anything. It's not that I'm afraid of getting caught up doing something. That's not the point. The point is, what's the purpose of that? Ostensibly, it's about safety. Well, they did a study. There is no place you can go in London. John, I hope you're listening. There's no place you can go in London and not be on camera. They have incredible number of CCTV cameras in London, and they subcontract out to people who stay at home, like moms with babies, older retired people, and they pay them to monitor these cameras all day long. And guess what the effect was on the crime rate? No benefit. No benefit at all. Measurably, statistically, no benefit. What they did do was they provided evidence for the police. Once they caught the perpetrator, they had visual evidence to take them to court.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a benefit for law enforcement, so they push it. They try to sell it to people as it'll make you safer. This is security. But it really hasn't. But what it has done is we've traded the false promise of a non-existent fake security. We've traded our privacy.
In many instances, I think you're right, especially because people do not use discernment about what they do online.
Well, just walking down the street, they try to sell those Ring doorbells. This is what I've heard now, and I'm really pretty horrified about it. We don't have that, but what is it? The Super Bowl, right? The football game.
Yes.
It's the one that's famous for the commercials.
Yes.
So apparently they were really pushing Ring doorbells on the Super Bowl. And they were saying, if I remember what I read, the selling point is you can find lost pets. The whole neighborhood can look at their doorbell feed and find lost pets. So this is a great use of these Ring cameras. But that's not what they're being used for. They're being used to monitor people. Now, if you're a native-born American and you're white and you're middle of the road in many attributes in your, demographic attributes, and you're living in a middle American place, you might not care. But what if you're a young person, like a young man, let's say, of African American descent, or you're a young person of Hispanic descent,
Mm-hmm.
and you're very noticeably not middle class, white American, right?
Yeah.
You become a target because they're profiling people. And you walk down the street in your neighborhood, you could very easily, just on the basis of a Ring camera video, be brought in as a potential person of interest in a crime. Because why? Because you're a young African-American guy. no other reason. So we're giving up things that may not necessarily affect all of us. As an immigrant, I particularly feel vulnerable to all of this surveillance. Now I'm glow in the dark white. I mean, it's really kind of tragic, but which makes me less noticeable. But my sympathies lie with the people who do stick out, who do get targeted, you know, and I think we owe it to our fellow human being to understand that.
I think if people had more information and were open to hearing what is going on, and to be able to process it themselves, that's a very important thing. That's that discernment. It's the ability to make your own decisions instead of being influenced by advertising and social media, which has been going on for many, many years, especially since television became popular.
Oh, well, you know, TV was embraced by Roger Ailes. Was that the guy who was the big fan of Nixon? No, I'm conflating him with the other guy, the other weird guy, Roger Stone. But Roger Ailes was a big fan of television as a propaganda tool. And the son-in-law or nephew of Freud was one of the pioneers in advertising mind control used by the media. You know, isn't that interesting?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, your original question was about the creativity.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, things created with the support of or the assistance of, depending upon what it is, can be creative. It is the same idea, and I've mentioned this before. It is a tool. When we painted in frescoes, that was one thing. That was a tool. And then suddenly we're using acrylic paint. We have to learn how to use that acrylic paint. I graduated from art college. Throughout my experience as an artist, we did lots of studies of, or paintings in the style of. I know writers will sometimes write in the form of, or, you know, in the style of, because it gives us the ability to learn and to stretch ourselves. That
I wouldn't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you, but I look at it a little bit differently.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
Because no. I'm sorry. I don't mean to like be pointing. So this is, and it's the same thing. I have a good friend of mine who is a photographer, old school film, developing his own film in his basement, all of that stuff. He really had a hard time when Photoshop showed up, or excuse me, not endorsed, not, whatever. But when people were using Photoshop to change photos. And because, do you know what Photoshop is?
I've never actually
used it either.
Dealt with it, but I know the idea of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So it's a computer program that allows you to put an image in, and then you can manipulate it digitally.
Right.
Okay. He was taking some photographs in a class, and one of the people, he was like going, well, I can adjust that light if you need a better lighting. And the guy said, oh, I'll just fix it in the online edit. To which what's happening is sometimes when you know how to actually take a photograph, it allows the base image that you work with to be stronger. So if you want to put it into Photoshop, it's faster and the result is better. So my point is as we're growing and learning, you still have to understand these basics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like using watercolors have a specific technique.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at AI in relationship to creativity, the way I look at an oboe or a harpsichord or something, they're a tool,
Mhm.
period. It's a tool,
Mhm.
period. The creativity doesn't come from the tool.
Yeah.
It might be by virtue of its nature sound different or look different or whatever, but the creativity comes from the person using the tool. So to say that AI is creative is like saying, well, my piccolo is creative. It just doesn't.
Okay, so with that in mind, no, AI is not creative in the sense of I'm still working with it. I'm doing things. I'm engaging it. I'm making decisions.
Did you do that?
What did I do?
There was a thumb.
Oh, probably it's a thing.
Oh my God. I'm too old.
No, you're not too old. You can
I
probably
can't
do that
handle
on
it.
your, but I can do a lot of different things, Helen.
Yeah, that is just creepy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's weird. It's weird.
Oh, here. It's weird.
That belongs over here on this side.
Yeah.
Denise
So
reads
so
auras.
it,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
the idea of is AI is a tool that can be
Mhm.
used creatively. That's the
Yes,
clearer
I would
statement.
agree with that.
Yes.
Yes, I would agree with
There
that.
are many people who are using it to do things that help them feel creative.
But they're letting it do all the work. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I mean it's the same idea as when you're writing a paper and you copy and paste and you don't give credit for
That's
that. That's a
plagiarism,
problem. Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah, I
plagiarism.
don't do that because I don't know
No,
how to
I don't either.
copy and paste.
And so and here's the thing. There's a lot of things people are saying, don't come for me, YouTube. Sorry, don't come for me. People are saying that AI is stealing artwork. It's not blatantly stealing artwork. And many of them actually have a fail-safe in there saying you cannot say certain words. And if you do, it will not do what you want it to do. But what AI does, in my experience, this is Gerald's version, not anybody, nobody else's, is it learns the style of something. It learns how things work together, and it learns the coloration.
See, I would argue with your choice of words. It's not learning, it's being inputted. It's being, there's a subtle implied difference there. Learning is an active process of the brain. AI is not actively processing anything, it's receiving and sorting out information.
And isn't that what a brain does?
No, but see, do people have a soul? Does this come from
I'm
some
sorry,
sort of inspiration or?
I couldn't hear you over the sound of one hand clapping.
That's exactly right.
I want to get caught up in chat because there are a few people who are here and they're enjoying it.
Ripping up your work? Oh my God.
What?
Oh, I'm just reading the things.
Okay. And creating safe environments is about community, building, and having eyes on the streets. Sure. And that's Sweet Melly, who's on your channel. I think, and this is one of the things that goes back to what you and Michelle Marie talked about. AI is changing the way workflow works.
Yeah.
Because you and Michelle said, Michelle Marie, Astrological Tarot said it's getting rid of the lower entry positions.
Oh, there's a whole argument about it that it's intentionally eradicating many, many, many jobs because you don't have to pay the computer.
Yeah. John had shared that his art teacher at school used to rip up my artwork in front of me and use
That's
this.
what I was. Yeah, that's what I was gasping about.
I am so sorry, John.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. That is terrible. And AI can only respond to the prompts made by the user. It can't invent things without being prompted. Yes.
Susie, I would argue with you about AI making people stupid. People are embracing stupidity. AI isn't doing it to them. The use of AI is making people lazy and removing, not everybody, because some people use it to enhance what they're doing, but the AI itself has no agency. It has no brain. It has no independence of thought.
Yeah.
If people are opting to default to the use of AI, I have this argument all the time. I'm losing friends right and left because I'm calling them out on it. If you lean heavily into the use of AI, if you capitulate, Nate, and say, well, it's just here and we're just going to have to acquiesce to it, I believe that that's collaboration in the wrong sense of the word.
Okay, this is Susie wants to learn how to knit now. Well, good. You should learn how to knit. Knitting, knitting activates different parts of your body and your brain, and it makes these synapses work.
I'll tell you what, Susie, I'll make you a promise. I'll make a how to knit video and I'll put it in my channel and you can watch it and just play it over and over till it makes sense to you. Mm-hmm. And I'll be the most basic of stuff. And then when you feel like you've mastered that, then we'll move on to the next step.
Yeah. And so I agree with you. It's not making people stupid. It's letting them be lazy. We still have to have our cognitive abilities. And what I think is a struggle is we have to keep up with it so much. How do we engage people differently? And that's a struggle because I think about, and having worked at a library where I can go, and I am a firm believer, who was it? Einstein didn't know his own phone number because he could look it up in the phone book.
I didn't know
because
that.
he knew where it was. And so I can find things, I can search things, and find access to the thing. The challenge is for me, and this is something that Gerald is working on. It's like, how can I engage myself with this tool in a way that actually I tend to lean into it a little bit more and saying, okay, here's what I think I know about this topic. And then I will have that tool give me, okay, you're not right about that. You're close. It was actually in Switzerland, not Germany, where this happened.
Right.
So and in fact, here's the funny thing. After your show with Michelle Marie, and I watched it, I actually, here you go. This is going to blow Helen's mind, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You can say, I was there when Gerald blew Helen's mind. I actually engaged my AI and put in some of the stuff that was being talked about because I know it's true. And I agreed with you. And I said, what is it that I can do to ensure I'm still using my cognitive abilities with this tool?
You have a lot of faith in it, because I would not trust that the response I got didn't have some sort of ulterior motive built into the interior of the program.
It could
I've become paranoid about it. I think it's a tool of oppression, subjugation. And so here's what's happening. Somebody was saying that it's made people stupid. And there's a lot of truth to that. And some of it is choice and some of it is intentional. So you've got this generation or more of, now I really sound old, kids who are really addicted to screens, and their brains have been changed by the dopamine hits that they get
Yeah,
every time
of
they
course,
change
yeah.
what they're looking at, and also in neurology, you make brain connections by challenging your brain. So, for example, Nate and I were arguing about this the other day. Translation is being taken over almost entirely by AI. Translators will be out of a job. And I was arguing for keeping learning foreign languages. Not everything has to be monetized. You can do it and not work at it as a professional job. But the benefit of learning a foreign language is that it accesses parts of your brain that are
Yeah.
just sitting there, forces them to make connections. The connections make connections, and there are other functions in that part of the brain. So, for example, a lot of people that are in science are also musicians. I was in science in college, and I cannot tell you how many people I knew who became doctors and dentists and mathematicians and research scientists who just on an amateur level played an instrument, because there's a connection in the brain. The same part of the brain that
Yeah.
does math
Well,
does music.
it's the you and Michelle were talking about that on your
Oh,
show.
were we? I don't remember.
What? Yes, you were. And because this is the thing that I was engaging is just like going. It's like writing longhand. It's like writing in cursive. It
Exactly.
actually does something to your neuro systems and your connections.
Yes, it does.
This is why pediatricians, again, for entertainment purposes only, why children need to learn to crawl before they learn to walk.
Yeah.
Because it helps with this neuro connection.
That's right. And we just did a thing about handwriting, cursive and handwriting, and children are not learning. Not only are they not learning how to do cursive, a lot of them are not learning printing, because the attitude is, why should we can just type it in. Well, there's a reason why you need to learn it, because it's a developmental step in literacy.
Oh, of course.
You have to physically draw the letters to make the connections that make you a good reader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is why when I write in my book of shadows, I write in cursive, because I know no one is going to be able to read it.
Oh, well, let me show you something. So when I make a video, I use these yellow, legal pads. And well, here I've got one right here that this will wow you. So I take notes when I'm doing something. Mm-hmm. And, usually the first page starts out relatively neatly, right? This is too short to make my point. Wait a second here. By the time we get to page 100, this is almost 100, you can hardly read my handwriting. Mm-hmm. And I often, when I'm recording the video, I have to sit and try to process of elimination, figure out what the hell is it that I just wrote down here. But it's important. It's important to keep doing that, even though it can be tedious and slow. And how do you spell that? I can never remember how to spell anything. Yeah. Do you struggle with spelling?
Sometimes, yes.
Anceence. God help me, it's going to be the death of me. I've never gotten it right.
Don't spell at me. I'm a witch. What did you just... No, so I think it is, and people are leaving some thoughtful comments in the chat.
We're just ignoring people. It's terrible.
And something that I think Susie brought up, and I want to, and because Susie said, I have caught AI giving incorrect information all the time. Yes. AI is not always accurate. You need to double and triple check things.
Well, it's like Wikipedia. It's like the resources that are on the internet are coming from a point of view. I'll give you an example. I did a thing on Gnosticism, And I won't belabor the point, but the very first sentence was that Gnosticism is an ancient heresy of the early Christian church. And I thought, well, okay, you got all that wrong.
Yeah.
That's coming from
that's
opinion.
that, you know, and that is something that I do. This is Gerald's version of, I am always asking for citations. I use GPT. I have in the customization, I want citations, multiple citations for what you're saying from reputable sources. Fox News and Facebook are not reputable
sources.
And so, and having worked at a library, when Wikipedia started coming out, when everybody was getting on the internet and finding stuff on Wikipedia, there was a big mind shift that was needed. And the mind shift was, okay, so it's this tool, it's learning, Wikipedia. I'm not picking on Wikipedia. It's a great resource, especially if you want to get a good basis of something.
Oh, I was just going to say it's a great jumping off spot.
Yes, it is. And that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Scroll down to the bottom where there are citations.
Yeah.
I always look for pages that have citations. And then what I do is I read what's going on, and then I go down to the citation, and then I click on that to go to that originating the original source. And this is the thing. You have to double and triple check. I tell it, you have to give me citations. If you give me your opinion, then you tell me that it's your opinion. I need citations. There have been times when I have actually I've gotten stuff, and I'm like going, I need you to double check that. That does not sound right. That is not accurate, because I know how to search the internet too. And I push back. People push back.
I bet your AI is afraid of you.
No, but my AI is a tool. My AI is a tool.
Yeah.
It is not a best friend.
Well, it's very much, it reminds me, what you're talking about reminds me of the voters pamphlet. Do you know what I mean about that?
Oh, yes. The
you get that?
League of Women Voters.
Yeah, the booklet that comes out that tells you what everyone's platform is. And it also, if you go down to the bottom, it'll tell you who donated, who supports them, and who donated. And you don't just look at the person that you think you're interested in. You look at all the candidates, and you can rapidly eliminate donors who are donating to every single candidate. They're playing the odds,
Yeah.
And you can see at that point, narrowing it down, what the likely leaning one way or the other might be. But you have to not just take face value when they ask you, why are you a great candidate? Oh, okay, I believe you. You can't do that.
Yeah. More people have joined us just as we're finishing up. Sunny Sonia is here, and said my 6-year-old granddaughter is learning cursive.
Yes, there are some schools that do. My granddaughter and granddaughters and grandson are as well, but there are alarming videos on the internet, on YouTube, and I don't think they're all fake. I'm sure some of them probably performative, but overwhelming number where they take maybe a couple of sentences and they'll be printed out, and they'll walk down the hall of a high school, and ask them, read that out loud.
Yeah. Loretta Ann's place said AI is a tool. And John had said, as I say, in God we trust, everything else gets checked.
I would go farther than that, but okay.
Well, and so I guess to bring this around is part of it is tools show up, and some of them are good and they have a lasting impact, and some of them are not.
Well, the combustion engine is a tool, and look what it's done.
Yes. Well, and imagine, yes. And here's the thing. every tool, regardless of what it specifically does, impacts the way we work as a society.
Yeah.
Before cars, combustion engines, we were horse and buggy.
Yep.
And so we have to understand this is what I think, and this is what I think is happening is the rate of all of this is coming at us so quickly. It's really hard for us to go, I'm turning off all of my screens at 9 o'clock, and then I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have a meal together, and we're not going to look at screens, and we're going to talk about things.
Oh, that's just as horrifying to me that people do that. I can't even. I
What, that they
cannot
actually
handle
talk
it.
to each other?
No, that they're sitting at the table looking at screens. That's terrifying. And I think it's not only that the rate of introduction of all these new AI things is so quick. I think people on the other side of that argument, people are completely overwhelmed with social issues of the day. If you're doing a 16-hour day for minimum wage, and then you go into Walmart to buy a few groceries, to find the price tag changing while it reads your bank account in your phone,
This is a very, what is that ancient curse? I hope you live in interesting times. And I think I do think part of it is, and here's the challenge for you, Helen. You talk to Nate about this stuff, right? About
I lecture Nate about this stuff. Yes. Okay. I get a lot of pushback because I'm so mean to Nate.
Well, and so here's what I would encourage you to do, and I would encourage everyone to do this. This is something that Michelle Marie reminded me during a show maybe 18 months ago. Go find information that is different than the way you already think about something.
Yeah.
Because then what that does is it gives you the ability to see someone else's opinions.
Yep.
And therein lies the opportunity and the beautiful experience that we can use to use our brains and to go to our friends, our families, and to go, I'm struggling with this. I want to think about this out loud, or because I'm an out loud thinker. Surprise. My husband, Jeffrey, is an internal thinker. But
opposites.
Boy, once it's in there, it's going until he's figured it out.
But Gerald, people are not comfortable looking at the nuances. They're not comfortable looking at opposing sides. Perfect example is when I get together with Denise or with Nate or with Michelle, and we don't agree on something. We're not afraid to say, well, I disagree with you, and this is why. And we listen to each other. That's how you learn. And that's how your vision is expanded.
Yes. That is why I remember back in the day when we were we would go to the library to prepare for the debate team, the debates. I hated debate, by the way. But there were books that were, I think it was called Opposing Sides, where, somebody has actually put these things together and helped to organize the differing views. We need to give people an opportunity to see what it's like to have opposing sides, to have different opinions.
They used to teach that. They taught rhetoric and logic.
You used to be able to see it on, what was it, PBS, Public Broadcasting System?
Saturday Night Live. Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin, remember that?
Yes. But there was something, I think, on PBS where it was
what was that called? Counterpoint?
Point Counterpoint. And that's what's really important. And here's an interesting thing is people who are going to watch this video, thank you for watching the playback. If this is getting you hot under the collar, instead of just typing, oh, this is horrible, Nate treats, Nate should be treated better by Helen, or Gerald cut off Helen.
Kid gloves.
Yeah. But the other thing is just think about it. Think about what's been said. Helen, I have a great deal of respect for. Don't tell Helen that. She's going to get a big head and all that stuff.
I don't believe everything he says.
Yeah. So, but we have to make it okay for people to have civil discourse.
Yeah.
I don't.
You
have
can
to
agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree and still be able to go out and have a meal with somebody.
Right.
And celebrate their birthday.
Caveat, as long as it doesn't cross a moral line. You have to have defined moral boundaries. And when it crosses a moral line, then you've got a problem. But there's nothing wrong with seeing the other side of something, or the nuance to it, or opposition to it. I've got a book coming up. I didn't write it. It's by the award-winning writer Elaine Pagels, who wrote the Gnostic Gospels. Well, she wrote a book called The Origins of Satan. Ooh, right? And to boil it down to one sentence, Satan is an old demon from a whole score of demons, and they just plucked that name out and characterized anybody who was an opponent was evil, and a demon, Satan. So you can have an opponent without vilifying them.
Yes. Anna said, very interesting about not having to agree with one another. It is a way to learn, listen to another, etc.
John, you even have to ask?
Well, answer his question. Well, what's the question first? Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
John Clark 7511 said, okay, physical books or Kindle?
Is that even in doubt? Physical books.
And my answer is yes.
I'm very much an either or thinker, and you are way more.
I mean, trust me, I am surrounded. By the way, while we were on here, I was buying another book for a future conversation.
Oh, okay. What book?
By Helene.
I bet I have that book.
So, but here's the thing. And this is, having worked at a library, and this is where it gets interesting. Digital books, when that came out, when they really started to hit the holiday season, what is
somebody
the
was asking.
The Origins of Satan?
Yeah, somebody was asking.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, you did, and it's fine. But the whole concept of is digital books are going to destroy physical books. And here's the thing. It has impacted it, but they have not gone away. And in fact, what has happened in some instances, and for the library, was we actually checked out more physical books than the digital books, because people were getting introduced to something. They wanted it for a digital format, and it wasn't available. So they got it in the physical format.
Yeah.
It's the access to information. And you're right. I sometimes struggle reading stuff. I have a hard time reading stuff on my phone.
Oh, I can't. Yeah.
Jeffrey reads stuff on his phone all the time.
I don't know how people do it.
The convenience of it is great, because my friend Linda Day Gonzalez I have 500 books right here on my phone. It's like, well, of course you do. But sometimes I need the physical book, so that, believe it or not, I'm not going to dog ear it, but I am going to write in it.
Well, don't immediately jump to the conclusion that I'm paranoid, whether I am or not. I don't trust technology to be around forever, to work forever. I want a physical book. I have bookshelves all over
Of
my
course.
house with books I haven't read in years,
Yeah.
but I know they're there. It's a sickness. I know it's a sickness. Did you hear about the silent book clubs?
Oh, yes, where you show up and you read a book.
And now I am not that kind of a learner. I have a daughter who's a kinetic learner. She also happens to be a professional dancer, so that tells you something. She cannot study without music on, and she has to be up, rocking out while she's studying. I need preferably darkness, silence. I need to be in a vacuum. No
Yes.
distractions. When I went to the library when I was younger, I'd go at my lunch hour or whatever. I just people watched. I wasn't reading. I can't concentrate when there's people going back and forth.
And Fatima agrees with you. I think
Fatima always agrees with me.
and I think you're right. Sometimes the technology will have issues, and I agree with you. A computer that I really like or something that I have access to, I can no longer access it because it's locked in a digital format. And I think yes, a physical book is going to be around for a while. I get it.
Well, the good thing about all of this is it's a race to the finish line. The expiration date between me and physical books. That's the good part.
I do
John,
think
I can't believe that, but yes, I can. It's just appalling. It's
Yeah.
appalling.
Yeah.
What does that say about that child's home environment?
Well, and what you're referencing is my sister was in a shop and she saw a kid trying to read a book by swiping the front cover.
It's not even
this
funny.
is, I mean, it's funny and it's sad, which makes it even sadder because it's true.
Yeah.
The challenge with that is how do we help that child understand that this is how that operates? It's different than the digital device. And I am a person who, if you know me, and I'm the kind of guy, if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you a really honest and direct answer, and I'm going to treat your question very seriously. I'm the cool uncle. So if my nieces and nephews were going to ask me a question, I'm going to take them really seriously and I'm going to give them an answer. And I'm not going to make them feel badly about asking the question. Because
and you're a thoughtful person, and surprise, that's not common. But you actually think about what you're talking about. Unlike me, I just spew and hope something comes out right.
Well, but the other thing is, I hope people have an opportunity in the time that Helen and I have been chatting. I did get a little bit of knitting done, by the way.
Oh, me too.
It's the idea of is make it okay to be curious about what is going on. If you don't know about artificial intelligence and you're curious and you want to find out, talk to your local library, ask them for some suggestions.
Yeah.
You can search on the YouTubes. Just because it's online does not mean it's real or correct.
You have to be discerning.
Yes.
They're trying, the bellwether of this situation, you'll see it in ritzy private schools. The rich are not going to let their children be left at the wayside. And when statistics show that something's not working, they're the first to jump on the antidote, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are these private schools doing now? They're removing devices from the classroom. They are using them exclusively in very limited amounts, specific things. They're not handing a 5-year-old a tablet and telling them to entertain themselves.
Yeah.
They're requiring that kids use pencil and paper,
Mhm.
pen and paper.
Yeah.
And they're learning that first. Later on, in a couple of years, you can do the other fancy stuff. They know now that because of neurological development, it's far more important to do it the old way that actually worked. And
Yeah.
then you can embrace the new stuff, but you'll have a foundation.
I did see something online, so I don't know if it's true, but I'm hopeful. Is there was a teacher who actually had students put in a prompt to say, write me a paper about this subject. And then the students had to go through that paper and identify what was incorrect about that paper. So they were teaching thinking by using the tool.
Critical thinking, yeah.
Yeah, in a way that is like going, oh yeah, that makes sense. And
Well, you know, we were when I was in school, you know, in the dark ages, we had wax tablets and stylus, you know.
was that when the world was in black and white, Helen?
Yeah, yeah. And I look
That's
really
what I
good in
thought.
leopard skin, I gotta tell you. So, anyway, one of the things that they did that really sticks out in my memory because I felt a connection. I benefited from it. That's why and even then I knew I was benefiting from it. Once a week, the nun, because it was always nuns, the nun would go up and down the aisle and she would hand everybody a picture. And she collected old magazines, you know, and she'd rip out the colored pictures from the magazine. So everybody got a picture. You might get a picture of a cherry blossom, or you might get a Norman Rockwell painting. You know, it was
Yes.
sheer luck. And then the assignment was take this home and write a story about it.
Mhm.
And then the next day, we all had to get up one by one and read our story out loud in front of the class. But you know, that was so valuable because it had to be neat. You didn't hand something in that wasn't written legibly, or else you were in trouble. And
Course,
spelling and grammar. They don't teach grammar. I've noticed with my grandchildren. Um, they may get the basic notion of what they're writing. They're getting their point across, but the teacher hands it back and there's no correction for the wrong tense or the wrong pronouns or the verbs not being properly plural or they just don't correct anything like that anymore. It's weird.
I don't know that because I don't have a child, so I don't have the reaction to that.
Lucky you. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe we're done, huh?
I think so. Should we tease people and tell them what one of the things we're going to be talking about later?
No, I think we should leave it a mystery because then they'll be curious. If you tell them, they may not like it.
Oh, what Helen said.
I didn't say that.
We're not telling you anything about the cool thing
Right.
that we're starting, the cool series that is going to be coming up.
Yeah, we're going to be doing something really fun.
I'm loving it, and I want to say you probably won't want to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the conversations. You know, don't do that because you don't want to be in the know. You don't want to,
You don't want to be one of the cool kids. That's right.
you don't. Yeah, we'll put it this way. They already are because they're subscribed to our channel, so they can't help it.
That's right. That's right. I always tell it my 3 members on my channel. I always tell them we're an elite group. Absolutely. So check out my channel because this conversation is kind of going on in my head, and soon I've been planning ahead, so I'm not exactly sure if it's a week or in 2 weeks or something. I have a video coming up about the new Luddites, and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. It's actually a thing.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm so appreciative of all the people that watched and commented. It seemed like there was a dialogue going on there. If I could see better, I might have been able to keep track.
It was beautiful. Yeah, great. Again, as well, here, Here, for those of you who know me, you know what I'm going to have, because there are the best chatters, they're the work lurkers, the best lurkers, and the future lurkers.
Future members.
Future members. What do people get when they become a member on your channel, Helen?
Truthfully, not very much. I am so negligent. What I'll do is I'll put something on my membership feed several days before it goes out to the rest
so
of the
they
world.
get the first look.
Yeah, and I try at least once a week to do an in-depth card reading on something.
Ooh.
And that's it. But that's all I do. But my membership's only 99 cents. So
it's all right. And you have 3 members?
Maybe 4. No,
Maybe
I don't
4.
have very many. Yeah.
You know, one of the things that we could do, because I have 3 different levels of membership. And they get first look, first layer, the Tarotstache glimmers.
You're fancy.
I am fancy. I am fancy because my chatters are, the members are fancy. But they do get the first look. But after every conversation that I do for a laugh and learn, I film extra videos just for the members only. And I just did a show with relaxation for sensitive people.
Oh.
And which with Jennifer from My Holistic Self. And on Tuesday, I filmed 4 extra videos. One, which was a card spread, which is on my channel for everybody. And then a reflection for the Tarotstache Glimmers, journal prompts for the Curious Circle, that's level 2. And the 3rd level was there was a deepening of the card reading that we did. So it's
and I like those special card readings you do with the double layer cards.
Yeah.
I love those. Well, yeah. I will just say that I was pressured by somebody who shall remain nameless to create a membership, but I feel I didn't want to do it. I ended up doing it because I wanted to have a place that I felt was a little less public, to be opinionated and to do tarot. And I'm only asking 99 cents just to create the fact that it's a membership. But I had a question for you. Do you understand what it is that YouTube's doing now, that it's raising people's prices? We don't have to do that, do we?
You do not have to do that. However, it's not that I've seen. It is advisable that when you look for pricing on the memberships, you do it in a browser rather than on the app.
Me, or you mean other people?
Other people.
Okay.
When you look for pricing, look at it from a browser rather than the app, because your app may add a processing fee to that.
Oh, really?
Yes. And that was something that was discovered. Somebody had said, "Oh, I noticed that this was going on," and I was like, "Well, guess what I did, Helen? I used my AI to help me figure out and identify exactly what was going on, and I have the receipts to prove it, because I was like going, I need the citations for this." And it's like, but it is, that's what's happening. That there, if
that's
you do
disgusting. I have one thing to say for you and your AI. Neener.
And the thing I have to say, the thing that I have to say to you about AI is that good? Okay.
Well, it's very disturbing because it's related to, I want to say, tariffs and taxes. Is that right? Is that kind of what they were getting at?
That I don't know. That's a recent thing, and this was about 8 months ago when I.
No, I think that they've. Okay, so what we're peripherally talking about here, without trying to talk about it, is that YouTube has notified all of us who have channels that they are offering the opportunity for us to charge people more, because the value of money has changed. I think, if I understand things correctly, so a dollar is not really worth a dollar anymore, and they're trying to get their taste of it, and so they're trying to raise prices, and they're giving everybody a, a scale of how much. Well, if your person is listening from Australia, this is how much you should be charging them, because rate of exchange. That's what it is.
Oh,
The
see,
rates of,
now I don't know about that. I'll have to do some investigation because I haven't gotten an email. But
it's not an email, it's a banner across the top of the channel.
oh God,
Maybe only for exclusive channels.
maybe for people like you, Helen, who have more subscribers. I don't know. I'm being a smart aleck, people.
People for me who are apparently technologically challenged, I think that might be it. It's probably remedial advice for the sad. It doesn't matter because I'm not changing my prices. It's 99
I'm not
cents,
either.
$12 a year, cheap at half the price.
There you go.
I'm so grateful to you, Gerald. This was really fun. And I get
you.
the impression I've missed an awful lot of this conversation, but just random. It seems like people are enjoying it. So I'm delighted. And I really meant that about doing a basic knitting thing. And it'll be probably 5 minutes. It won't be a big deal.
I think you should. And there are a lot of great videos out there to help people learn to knit.
Oh, are you telling me I'm wasting my time?
I am not, Helen. I'm saying your video is going to be the one that's going to get another person hooked.
Or somebody who knows my channel will find it and it'll help
yes,
them.
that's exactly right.
Yeah. It won't be fancy photography. I'll hold everything close to the screen.
And you know what? That's okay.
There are, really just about anything. There was some weird, I can't think of the word, stitch, like a Gershwin stitch, or it was how to end the hats across the top, the stitch. Where you divide your stitches in half, and one is on one needle and one half is on the other needle, and you join.
Are you doing a 3-needle bind off?
Well, no, look. Like that.
Yes.
And you've got with a
crochet bind off?
No. You have half your stitches are on one needle, and then the wire, and then half are on the other needle, and you hold the points together, and you have yarn on a needle.
Oh,
like Gershwin, is it?
Grafted stitch?
No, it's a person's name.
If you know the answer to that question, please put it in the comments.
And you basically just stitch back and forth.
Yes. I think it's like yes.
Isn't this sad? It's so sad. I can't remember anything.
But that'll get people to leave a comment, and they have to watch the video to know that they're supposed to do that. I don't know. So you can get 500 people watching it.
The pattern you sent me.
Yeah.
It was in that pattern. That's how I learned it. And I didn't really get it right because I have to make mistakes 50 times before I actually get it right. So I found a YouTube channel that explained how to do that kind of Kitchener stitch. Kitchener, there we go. Kitchener stitch, yeah.
So please leave a comment in this video that says Kitchener stitch, and we will know that you watched to the end.
And it's not that hard. Once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard.
Nope.
But there are wonderful people on YouTube who explain anything you want to do about knitting, anything you need to know.
Anna's looking forward to your knitting video, Helen.
Oh, well, Anna, I'll get to it. It won't be today, but I will get to it. I promise. I will.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gerald. And really, I am so sincerely grateful to everybody who watched and who hung around to the bitter end. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Bye.
Slongafoil. Thanks, Gerald. Slongafoil. Slancha.